Welcome to the Joseph Crudup Show. Today is May 31st, 2021. Today is the last day of May. Get ready for the first day of June tomorrow because my mom's gonna be babysitting tomorrow, and I'm gonna be stuck at home. Well, anyway, it's a good thing the sun's out, and what we know is about the sun's out, and I see a lot of rain on Sunday. Well, it was Saturday. We had a lot of rain, and now the next thing you know is we got cloudy last day. It was raining on Saturday, and then it was cloudy yesterday on Sunday, and then this Monday. Today is a beautiful day here. The sun comes out. That's the way it goes. Today's Memorial Day. I'm sorry all this time, and this time it is. Today's a beautiful day, and just like this, and that's and no, we're gonna get started. But now, let's go to details. What's going on here? Uh, what's happening here? What's happening here in the NBA? What's happening in basketball? Well, looks like tonight the Washington Wizards are on their way out. They were on their way out. If they lose this game, for it all, they done. Russell Westbrook had a very great season. Although somebody threw popcorn at somebody threw popcorn at him by the set his sister fan, and that's not even nice, and it ain't nothing nice, and the Grizzlies are and the Jazz are playing. They're playing Game 4. Jazz leads 2-1. Now let's go to the next one, and let's go to yesterday's game. Yesterday's game got real, and that's Suns did tied the series up 2-2, two apiece. In Game 4 last night, where they beat the Lakers 192. They were the frustrated LeBron James, who knows what's happening here for this time, and this time he's got a little bit frustrated. But anyway, know how these games are, and that's how they are, and that's what this NBA playoffs is all about. So now, and here we are again. Yes, Game 5 and 6. Who would even the series is up? He would break the series 3-2 between the Suns and the Lakers. And last night became a blowout between the Nets and the Celtics. Nets won 141 to 126, the highest score game in the playoffs. And the Clippers beating the Mavericks. It's 106 to 81. They evened the series at 2 apiece. And the Nets lost to the Atlanta Hawks 113 to 96. Nets on their way out, just one game away to being eliminated. Here's what happens here, folks. I can do it know there's something that goes on here since the pandemic hit, but now it gets back to normal when it should be. Although we see a lot of players didn't test positive for COVID-19, and those teams didn't get canceled. They are not canceled in those events. But anyway, here's what has happened now. Now, in Game 5, the Nets versus the Celtics. Let's talk about the Nets versus the Celtics. Now, tomorrow is Game 5. Back to Brooklyn with chance to clinch. Now, Brooklyn is a number 1 threat. Well, anyway, they number 2 in the Eastern Conference in the Eastern Conference. Now, the Brooklyn Nets had an opportunity to lock up their first round playoff series when they host the Boston Celtics on Tuesday night in Game 5 at Barclays Center. The second seed Nets are up 3-1 in the series after Sunday night's 141 to 126 win, in which they invalidated their offensive game even further. Now, Brooklyn set the NBA record for offensively effective in the regular season, even while having the combined talents of Kevin Durant, Calvin Ollie, and James Harden really operated together, with Harden returning from a hamstring still in the time for the playoffs. The results have been exposed. Oh my goodness. In Sunday's win, the Nets had an offensive rating of 143.9 points scored per 100 possessions through 4 games. Brooklyn's offensive rating of 127.6 is the NBA's highest in this season's playoffs. For references, the Nets' NBA record offensively rating during the season was 117.3. The Nets have scored 130 plus points twice in 4 games, both times reaching the 100-point mark before the end of the third quarter. As for the combination of Hardy, Durant, and Irving, the trio scored 104 points in Game 4 after combining for 96 in Game 3. Brooklyn's starting lineup of those 3 points plus Joe Harris and Blake Griffin is plus 48 in 53 minutes through the 4 games, while shooting splits of 58.3 and 47.8%, and an offensive rating of 137.4. Durant is the playoffs' leading scorer, averaging 334.8 points per game while shooting 55.5%. Now, it was an desperate cry in Boston for Kyrie Irving throughout the weekend, and escalations when a fan drew a water bottle at the former Celtics guard as he exits the court after Sunday night's win. When the Celtics still had limited capability for Friday's Game 3, TD Garden had a sellout crowd of 17,226 on Sunday. Now, for all the Kyrie Irving fans, the fans shouldn't know better. He shouldn't know better to throw the ball by him. He did it on purpose, and he didn't apologize for it, and the fan hate Calvin Only. That was his former team. Alright. And Kyrie says, I've been part of a lot of hostile environments since I was a kid. It's not the first time in my life that I've had to bounce back from one of those types of performances. That is a tactical of me in terms of a big stage, and I can't do it alone. So in between the last day or so, just spending some time with my teammates, spending time with myself, and having conversations to keep me balanced and grounded and go out there and have fun and play basketball at a high level. I'm grateful to be able to put my own uniform and just go out there and perform with some guys who are very selfish and just wanted to see some good basketball out there, and we did the little things to help each other win. Irving and the Nets depart in Boston with a 3-1 series lead after the 141 to 126 win on Sunday night, with a valuable performance from the Brooklyn guard. Levin put up to 23 points in the first half to help drive the Nets to a 13-point lead at the break, and went on to finish with 39 while making 6 3-pointers, leading the Nets with rebounds as well as 11 for a double-double. And that's what the Nets do. That's what the Nets do. That's what they continue. And I think they're going to clinch the series to beat the Celtics and head on to round number 2 and do it great for real. And how do we going to begin with? Well, anyway, it's just only a matter of time before we saw this game It's only a matter of time when we do it. So it will happen tonight. And although they don't have a clue, as usual. So meanwhile, who cares? Who cares? And who cares? Now KD thinks his team gonna make it to the finals, but we'll see. Now, going to the Celtics and going to the Lakers and the Suns game as of right now, and the Lakers got tied. They got tied by the series, so you all know what. And that's what it is. Now, what is happening to the Los Angeles Lakers? Are LeBron James and the Lakers doomed if Anthony Davis is out? The good news is LeBron James is in. The bad news is Anthony Davis is out. Now, let's see what the hell is going on. With Davis out of the game for Game 5 and potentially not at 100% for the remainder of the series, intentionally immediately turns to LeBron James, and the 36-year-old was all too aware that was the case in his post-game news conference. But the series tied 2-2 and shifting back to finish for Game 5, there's little room for error. For me, it's putting our team in position to be successful, James said. It starts with my reports. It starts with my accountable. Trickles down to anybody else. So, these shoulders are built for the reason. If it takes for me to put some more on top of it, then so be it. Win, lose, or draw. I'm ready for the challenge. That's right, yes. LeBron James is ready. He's ready for it. He's ready for the challenge for real. Yes. In 4 games against the Suns so far, LeBron James is averaging 28.1, 21.8 points, 8.5 assists, and 7.3 rebounds. His running mate, Davis, is also an average, 21.8 points per game, but his Game 4 was cut short. In 2 games and 3, in games 2 and 3, Davis lead all scorers with a pair of 34 points games. Inspiring. Those were both wins for the Lakers. But besides Davis and James, the Lakers had just one player of average double digits in points so far this series, then Schroeder. Unfortunately for LA fans, Schroeder's second half performance Game 4 didn't inspire most confident that he could pick up AD's slack. In just more than 20 minutes of second half action, the 27-year-old guard went 1 for 6 from the field for 3 points, finishing 3 for 13 with a total of 8 points in the game. The story is similar for the other Lakers who might have been expected to step up. Kyle Kuzma went 2 for 6 in the second half for 6 points, and Martinez Heller didn't have any attempt in his 4+ minutes of action. How doubting is a perspective Davis access for the Lakers. Well, Skip Bayless, on Undisputed, says he believes the series should still be under LeBron James' control. Given the amount of evidence that GOAT James is on, according to Shannon Sharp, shouldn't it be just take over Game 5 by himself? Bella said. Shouldn't he just come out and say, okay, that's enough. I got this. I got all of you. I still believe he is capable and there are capital around him of winning this game. But he's going to have to play much bigger and much more aggressive than he has so far. So this is what has happened. This is why. I just don't know why what's happening. And LeBron James' team and the Lakers don't even look right on last day. lost to the Suns 100-92. And I gotta tell you, LeBron James, I mean, those look, LeBron James and the defending champion LA Lakers. Last season seems to be good, and they won the title. They won the title, okay? They won that 17th ABA title, a time the Boston Celtics record. Now they find themselves in deeper trouble after the Suns tied the series 2-2 apiece. And Anthony Davis is out. Okay, look, I'm not here, but I think the LA Lakers and LeBron James are going to get through this tomorrow. Tomorrow night, up there in Phoenix, Arizona, LeBron James and his team's going to get through this. Yes, together. That's what it's all about. However, ESPN yes, it is what it is. Now, Shannon Sharp or Shannon LeJournal, as Bayless likes to tease, sees a need for LeBron to put the Lakers on his back and run then through the rest of the series. LeBron knows now those big shoulders that he talked about so much, they got to be at this. Sharp said he's going to have to carry the Lakers well over the next 3 games. However, ESPN's Seth Greenberg was it to keep on Los Angeles Lakers' chances of survival. If you take away Anthony Davis, you take away one of the top 5 players in the NBA, Greenberg said. You take away an elite defender. His guys that he defends shoot 38% from the field, 25% from 3. LeBron's done it before. He's done it before. But this team has. Oh my God, Hunter Willpacker. If you take away Anthony Davis, you take away one of the top 5 players in the NBA. Okay? Greenberg said, you take away the elite defender, this guy that he defends shoots 38% from the field, 25% from 3. LeBron's done it before. But this team that he's doing it with, and that team he's doing it against, is a little big difference. Says the Lakers saying 2 more wins and take down the Suns. What then? Nick Wright, first things first, put her into the crystal ball and for several against the Denver Nuggets if they get past the Portland Trailblazers. If the Lakers were to draw the Blazers in the next round, White lights LA's chances. If AD is going to be out 2 weeks and the Nuggets end up beating the Blazers, then I will be having a concern. White said, if the Blazers beat the Nuggets, AD can take his time because I think LeBron can win 2 of the next 3 weeks on his own. Of course, all of these hypocrites assure the Suns can stay happy themselves. Chris Paul has been battling his shoulder injury that could tip the scale back in LA's favor if it were to worsen. That said, he looked to be trending in the right direction in Game 4 after struggling mightily in the first 3 games of the series. But as Davis' latest injury shows, that can all change in an instant, and there will be a little rest for the weather of both sides as the series resumes at 10 p.m. Eastern. That's going to be on Tuesday. Now, what I can say about this, what I can say about that, are the Lakers in trouble? The answer is no. LeBron James not in trouble, his team's not in trouble, and that's what's going to happen. And that's just what's going to happen by then. You're going to see it all. You're going to see it all as this one develops. Boy, I gotta say this. I hate to say this, everybody, for real. But now you just got to see all the NBA playoffs. Okay, you got the Suns tied the Lakers at 2 apiece in the series. You got the Clippers beat the Mavericks 2 apiece. Now you got now, but what about the Knicks? What about the New York Knicks? Did they play halfy last night? Did they play well yesterday against the LA Hawks? I don't think so. I mean, look, I was a huge New York fan when I was a kid, and now I'm seeing to look like, oh my goodness, this is what is happening here. This what has happened to the New York Knicks. What has happened to the New York Knicks? What it's all about. This is what's happening here in the NBA. The Knicks didn't look right. They didn't look like. They were trying to catch up. They didn't look like yesterday. And the Hawks beat them. Yes, the Hawks beat them. Yes, get down now. And if the New York Knicks get eliminated, they go home. They play at Madison Square Garden tomorrow. Yes, it is. Yes, they are. They're playing at Madison Square Garden tomorrow. That's what you're going to see. That's what you're going to see. So, didn't matter for them. And oh, by the way, the game must go on. For real. Look, it's the end of May. Also, by the way, last night, you watched the race. Did you watch the race last night? Yes, I did. It was Kyle Larson who won the Coca-Cola 600 last night's race. It was unbelievable. Off the shots. No wrecks. No nothing. Just racing. I gotta tell you. This race right here is off the shots. That was last night's race. And Kyle Larson knows it. He and Chase Elliott finished second. Finished first and second for real. And Rick Hendrick had won 269 wins in his career. It was the best streak in his days here. And Kyle Larson has swept first three stages of the Coca-Cola 600, and Larson dominates. Kyle Larson has dominated. That's awesome race for real. Awesome race for real. I can remember that. That's what it is, and that's what's happening here for us. Kyle Larson, who has led most of the last year has ever done, he never looked back. He was 10 seconds of front of the leader of Chase Elliott, who finished second. Kyle Busch finished third. It was a good race. It was a great race. No, there was no wrecks here, no crashes, no spins, no nothing. All this was a haymaker. The longest race of last night's race, 400 laps, 600 miles in this Coca-Cola 600 in Charlotte. It was really fun. It's always fun. And I gotta say, Happy Memorial Day, everybody. And I'd like to thank all the U.S. soldiers who have fought hard, fought and died. We have fought, and defend our freedom. The U.S. soldiers have fought hard and they defend our freedom. They defend our country, and that's what it stands for. And we'd like to thank you, and we salute and we salute every U.S. soldiers out there. God bless America. And from then on, I'll see you next time. This is Joseph Crudup. Have a great time, everybody.